Grey, the color that defines London, the capital of the United Kingdom, for its fogs and rains, the city where it rains cats and dogs, an expression that in recent years also applies when there is, well, a lot of controversy. It is said that dogs and cats also rain down. This expression could also be applied to the English anarchy, and today there are quite serious and sad reports about the health of Prince Charles, a situation that leaves Buckingham Palace, and especially his son William the heir, in the midst of all the rumors about Kate Middleton, who also features prominently in a damning article in the Spanish press. Well, practically, she is compared to the situation of Lady, but it's not only the Spanish press, but also the British press, and specifically an important figure in the media, like Piers Morgan. Well, he says that there is more here than meets the eye, and that he himself claims to have heard really alarming things about Kate Middleton's health. But in the last few hours about the health of the King of England himself, that's how things stand. Let's start with Piers Morgan's article. He has a daily program that also airs here on YouTube where he discusses current affairs, and obviously right now I think international current affairs are dominated by the issue of Kate Middleton, which goes beyond the photograph from last Sunday. Well, in this regard, not to repeat myself, I'll say what has been said in this program. In the last episode of his show aired this week, Piers said that conditionally, that is, conditionally, Kate could be fine or she could be unwell. But attempts to correct conspiracy theories have completely missed the mark, speculating moreover that the palace could also be hiding something. He recounts that details of what was unfolding had been revealed to him. But he made it clear that one thing, no matter how important, he still wasn't able to say whether what he had been told was true or false, stating in a way that confirming it if it's true or false. I've been told some things, and if at least half of it is true, what's happening is quite alarming. I don't know what to believe, and neither do any of us. Piers also said that all the drama was turning the royal family into a laughingstock. In the United States, it's true that his program caters to all kinds of audiences, in fact, with several contributors from the United States to analyze current events both in the UK and on the other continent. As a talk show host, we've discussed it here. Well, he joked that Kate could have been dead for 18 months. 18 months, which is a year and a half. Note that this has fueled the rumors a bit, and undoubtedly, in the end, everything is becoming ridiculous because William acts as if nothing is happening, attends events, and obviously something is brewing. This theory that says Kate is adept at Photoshop, making edits to official photographs, says when they literally have people who do that. He asks himself several questions about the photo, such as why it wasn't edited. The missing wedding ring, he said that while he had a great personal sympathy for the family at that moment, he referred to the fact that the king is currently undergoing cancer treatment. But there is no news as hopeful as some media want us to believe. And in fact, Kate's mistake, if we want to call it that, of posting that photograph, well, it points to what many people have been saying a little all week, that neither Kate uploaded that photograph, nor did she upload the apology statement. So who really did it? In a column in the New York Post earlier this week, Piers himself said that Kate's sympathy is eroding. And if it turns out that she and the palace, as well as Kensington, have deliberately deceived the media and the public about when the photo was taken to convey a false impression about her condition. They say that the royal family's approach for decades has been never to complain, never to explain, and that all of that is becoming increasingly outdated and unstable. Well, Harry told us all this at the time, that the capitulation they had with the British press, the tabloids, the false information, and not commenting on anything was something that had hurt them a lot in their lives, both him and his brother. I note this. Piers also says that the obvious thing the palace should do next is to publish the original unedited image so the public can see for themselves to what extent they were deceived and also to know exactly when it was taken. I have to say I disagree with this. Finally, he talks about the reign of Charles of Braunschweig and speaks of suggests a certain succession plan. And here, the conspiracy theories have done their job because I had Pilar Eyre herself saying that William was not interested at all in being the heir. One thing I disagree with initially is because it's what he has been educated for since he was young in that sense. How is he going to access a throne? A prince without his wife, without his family, a king without his princess? A prince without his princess, a king without his queen would be a bit vague and a bit difficult to assimilate and see a bit in this panorama. Reports today claim that the alternative treatments that Prince Charles would be undergoing are not progressing. They even dare to say that King Charles is fading away at the moment and that a contingency plan has been set in motion to define succession. With this, many people have understood that it will not be the natural succession, and William could be left out of all this. Well, not initially because there are laws, and the natural heir would definitely be William unless they surprise us with a regency until, let's say, after quite a few years, in my opinion, at least 15, his eldest son George ascends to the throne. In all this, all possibilities have been considered, even considering that if Kate will finally reappear, she could even exercise a regency. I think we've gone quite off the rails with all this, but it's true that many British media outlets agree today that Prince Charles's health is not at its best. We don't know the treatment for what he has, but we understand it's a type of cancer, also carried out through alternative methods because Charles believes in homeopathy. Well, we can understand that perhaps it's not progressing as it should. The boldest ones opt for a more radical path, saying that we citizens have found out about this a bit late, that in fact, it's something that has been brewing for some time, and that in fact, from the moment he was crowned, he began to hear the bad news about his health, hence why they took him to the London clinic, prostate cancer. But then they explained that he had another type of cancer and so on. Is the monarchy deceiving us in this regard? Can it be done in such a private and health-related issue as Prince Charles's? Well, I think in that sense, given how things are going, this man in the end, with all the bad things he may have done, I don't know if he's paying for it in some way, but his current situation can be defined as a bit of bad luck. His reign has caught him in the middle of a war between his sons, between William and Harry, with a woman, Camilla, who is supposed to have been the love of his life. But eating with her ex-husband every day, and well, in some way, also losing a bit of the love and affection of her children precisely because of this relationship and what it has brought with it. Harry in his book refers very respectfully to his father and does not say at any moment that he does not love him, quite the contrary. But well, there are episodes that personally caught my attention, like the cold way in which Charles told his own 12 or 13-year-old son that his mother had died. It's actually quite intense. On the other hand, the issue of succession is quite harsh in this sense. Regarding William, they say that with all this, it's turning into a kind of fiasco due to not knowing how to manage the situation, and that could cost him in his role as the perfect heir. Amid all the drama of Kate Middleton, I never even dreamed of being king. It's a phrase that William apparently repeated in his circle years ago, responding to criticisms from some media about the detachment he seemed to show towards the duties as a prominent member of the royal family. If you're not careful, the obligations of royalty can burn you out prematurely. Biographers of Charles and Diana's eldest, unofficial biographers, of course, agree that due to his character, his deepest desire has probably always been to have been able to be an anonymous citizen. And presumably, today, it causes him more sorrow than anything else to see how the moment approaches to occupy the most important throne on the globe, which won't help him advance in his journey. The fact that he is currently floundering in his first major trial as heir, the national crisis facing the British monarchy right now, which has been dubbed Photoshopgate, with Kate, previously labeled as the perfect princess and a role model for other European and world monarchies, now cast as the main culprit, places him as the ultimate responsible party in what are tough months for the institution, during which he's proving incapable of living up to the role of future king. They insist that the photo controversy calls into question the credibility of the British royal family and is undoubtedly the last straw for public opinion and the media in the UK due to the information opacity from Kensington Palace, the official residence where the Prince of Wales usually resides. But in matters of such significance as the health of the successor's wife, either things haven't been handled well or indeed something is being concealed. We've gone from secrecy to a monumental blunder to that public apology by Kate on Instagram, which according to the British press is a genuine scandal, a historic scandal because such an event had never occurred before. Evidence that William and his wife's desperate attempt to defend a vast swath of privacy has backfired on them like a boomerang. Their desperate attempt to defend a vast swath of privacy as if they were ordinary anonymous citizens a pretension so incompatible with the necessity that monarchies have in the 21st century to maximize transparency for the survival of the monarchy in any country. Right now, it mainly depends on exemplarity, and the truth is that with all this, it has indeed turned into a circus. It's true that regarding the photo, in my opinion, the only thing it demonstrates, because it's quite a silly matter, the only thing it demonstrates, as I say, is, well, the inability to handle it by a series of individuals who are hired, paid good salaries, and have not been able to face all this. But for me, I believe this is not new. The British monarchy has always been involved in scandals of this type. Without a doubt, Kate Middleton didn't open Pandora's box. It was opened a long time ago. In fact, I think if they had maintained a different stance over the years, even during Queen Elizabeth's reign, which they now want to portray as an example of everything, quite a few mistakes were made. Since the time of Lady Di and so on, it again highlights the clash between the two palaces, between Kensington and Buckingham, at one of the most critical moments due to the monarch's health deterioration and also of the princess. They say that a monarchy without a king or princess as main figures is not a monarchy. It's something else, and we are seeing that. Camilla doesn't enjoy the sympathy of the citizens of the UK, no matter what they want to say, nor internationally. William, who along with Harry had always been seen with a certain sympathy for all they experienced with their mother, Diana, well, now they're under the spotlight too. I don't want to forget the role of the British tabloids in this regard either, which I don't think have taken care of their own monarchy's image very well. The contingency plan to replace Charles has not worked. The issue with Kate Middleton was practically activated from day one due to many speculations that had been made, and now it has certainly escalated to a level that even dominates the main news headlines. If there is no change in direction in this 2024, and let's see what we encounter after Easter, the truth is that there are already people talking about the monarchy being in danger within the succession war. It doesn't seem so much like a war. It seems that nobody is willing to wear the crown, at least not anyone who has seen what all this has become. Harry's figure is also out there, and so are the King's brothers. But everything seems to indicate that it's crumbling by the moment. It's raining cats and dogs, as I said at the end of the video, and the truth is they don't have enough buckets to bail out this whole storm. What will happen? Well, time will tell, but it doesn't seem that, at least in Charles's case, things are going to get better. Just opinions in the comments, subscribe, hit the bell, like to support the channel, more videos here and on the channel. Thank you for being there.